So yeah, I guess I'm gonna talk. I've already like sort of forgot about what. Maybe it'll come back to me. Um, but yeah, no, this is still really bad. And it's feeling more and more hopeless by the day. Um, I just can't imagine going and moving in about my grandparents' old house. Um, I mean, it's a good house, but like it needs a lot of work, and it doesn't have the creature comforts that here does. Like, there's only one couch, and there's like one bed with a mattress on it, and because we've taken everything out already, and I just can't imagine moving all of our stuff into that house. Um, it does have a cool map of the world from 1988. It was part of a National Geographic's 100th anniversary thing. I guess they sent my grandfather that map, and he put it up in the office, which we now call the map room. It's a really cool map. I think it's like 90% of the reason I love that house. But I just can't imagine having to move in there and then, let alone having to sell it because my father's so money hungry. Like he wants my mom. I think this is like a typical pro forma thing or whatever. It's just something they do automatically, but I mean it's still horrible. Like my dad wants my mom to pay for his attorney's fees, and then I guess all the mortgage payments that he made, plus like a bunch of other money that my dad is convinced that my mom owes him, and she'll probably and if he's able to enforce that, which I'm sure he will, um, and she'll have to sell the house up in Aberdeen to pay for it, and then he'll have bankrupted her because he'll force her to sell this house, probably for not enough money to sell them and other things out of the proceeds of this house any proceeds that she might get, and and he saddled me with my student loans, and even if you told me today that he would pay them, I still wouldn't believe him. Um, I mean, he didn't last time. Like, why should I believe him this time? He never shared any information with me about my 529 plans or my 529 plan. He never even told me what happened to my sisters, who, from what I believe, she didn't go to college, which I can't imagine not wanting to go to college. Like, it's like they said. I don't know if you've seen the movie St. Elmo's Fire. It's a 4-year deferment from the real world, and deferment is generally used to describe like not having to like join the military, but instead it's like you don't have to join the workforce, and that's such a you don't have to join the army of laborers or whatever. So I'm almost 30. It would be nice to get a job and start paying into Social Security, but my dad never. So I can maybe get some if it's still around when I'm alive, or well, I'm already alive, but when like I'm much older. Um, see how tired I am when I'm alive. I don't even feel alive anymore. Um, like I'm just enduring life because like people think it's inherently worth living. Not that I don't think things can get better, but it just really sucks right now, and it's bad. And I really hate seeing my mom suffer like this. I hate having to read all of my dad's lies about her over and over again. Um, I hate the way that she's been demonized by people, and that she's almost been ostracized in like the literal old school meaning of the word. Like when in Athens or ancient Athens or whatever, all the men in of power in the community would like come together, and like if they decided someone was a problem, they would just write that person's down on like a little clay tablet, and then they would literally be like exiled from the place. That's the original meaning, and it almost feels like that's what's happened to my mom. Like she's been voted off the island or something. um. So yeah, this all just really sucks, and I mean I don't want everything. Obviously this isn't about my mom. This would have happened to any woman he married. my dad. But, she's the person who is my mom. And it really sucks to see her having to go through this. Just because she was, like, a normal person who could, like, behave normally and, like, deal with, like, problems. In ways my dad could never. And, yeah, I just, I just wish my dad had given me a much better footing to start out with in life. Um, in terms of getting me some work experience. I needed to be made to get my driver's license. I'm that kind of person. Like, I never wanted to like go out with friends really because I hung around them for 8 hours every day already at school. And I never wanted to date anybody or anything, so I never really needed to, had the motivation to, learn to drive so I could, hey, Dad, can I borrow the car for a date? Like, I never wanted to do that, ever. Um, and then he goes and tells me that he can drive me anywhere I need to go. Like, that's like a double blow to me. You know, I'm the kind of person who needs to be like made almost at gunpoint to do things that I don't want to do, or at least given very very convincing arguments. And he never even made a single argument with me about anything. I mean the thing is I've said this all before, but it's really frustrating that he's done all of this to me and my mom. And like I would feel more sympathy for him, and I'd probably talk to him more if he hadn't just so blatantly lied about my mother. It's the blatant lies that really get me. I mean, like, yeah, I lie, but like, I only lie to cover up like things I didn't do, which is like my main problem in life is that I don't do things. um, but like my dad just like makes up, he like does, I don't want to call it active versus passive lying, but he just like invents things that like aren't there. Whereas I just like for me it's mostly just to like avoid having to deal with something. And I guess he did avoid having to deal with something, but he did so by making up things that were completely untrue, which is just totally weird to me. Anyway, this all just really sucks. And and I think I'm approaching the time limit that I have on my storage. Yeah, so a new video has started, size limit reached. I'm probably gonna have to combine these and it's gonna be super annoying. Um, anyway, thank you for listening. Bye.